All right, so we're just going to do some quick cueing on the squat today. We're going to go off of SSCC, and I have it written on the notes. So we're going to look for safety, then we're going to look for stability, then we're going to look for centerline principle, and then we're going to look for control of range of motion. So we'll go through the first S, which is the safety. So when someone is approaching the bar, have their hands wherever it's comfortable. They walk their feet under the bar. This will make them feel like they're almost going to fall backwards. That's fine. They can get under the bar. But when they stand, they're still standing over the hooks. This is the safety portion of the unrack, so that we're keeping him here just in case anything happens, they can put it back in. So also part of that S is the safety is re-racking. So standing, safety in the hooks, they walk back, they do their movement. Then when they go to re-rack it, this is the biggest part that needs to stay safe, is that they walk straight in till they hear a clink, and then hips go back and they slide down the rack. Okay. A lot of times we'll see people accidentally missing the hook because they're looking and they're swaying, right? You have, I've looked at this side, and so I started going down and I missed the rack. So safety is just something we want to make sure. Okay. We don't need to have little heart attacks from across the room. Okay. Number 2 is stability. So they've unracked the bar. Now we're looking for stability of the body. So is the upper back flexed and the shoulders are flexed together? So we have tension in the upper back. Then we have the checklist of the abs. Did we have a good brace to start with, right? So bracing, and then activation of that foot, which is rooting. There are more notes in the sheet about the rooting. So we have upper back, abs, feet. That is the stability part of the lift. We need to make sure they are nice and stable. Then we have the first C, which is centerline principle. If you can tell from the foot to the bar while I'm squatting, that bar is staying over the center line of my foot. If we were to draw a line, that bar is straight and it's right over the mid part of my foot. That is the center line. At the top, the bar will be gently behind the center line. That's okay. But to start that movement, get that bar into the center line, straight down. The last C is that control. You'll see some people have that bar all over the place, right? Or they're behind themselves, or they stop here and they're just feet are coming up. We want control of the movement. So tell them to move nice and slow. Control through the feet, control through the bar and the body. Full range that they can get without dumping the hips under. Okay, make sure they have a nice engagement in the foot. If the foot is rooted properly and they have stability through the foot, through the abs, they will have control of their range of motion. If you need someone who's never squatted before or is new to it, put a box behind them to squat to. Tell them to keep tension to that box and come up. It will just help them feel a little safer within the motion. If you notice that they are losing their toes, stability, right? Rooting. Put those toes down on the ground, full foot. So those are a few cues there. They'll be written in the notes for the squat.